All right, here's our boy Bobby Portis from the Milwaukee Bucks. They got him out there in the trees just like the deer, fear the deer. You can see him out here in the forest in his natural Milwaukee Buck habitat. But anyway, if you didn't hear, Bobby Portis just got basically he violated the NBA drug policy and he's been sentenced to 77 years in prison. I'm just kidding. He hasn't been sentenced to any prison time. It's nothing like that. We'll get to the article, but he was suspended for 25 games. We'll get to kind of the details of it in a second here. But the NBA, they take their drug policy so seriously. NFL as well. I don't blame them for taking the policies seriously. Like that's fine in my opinion, but I feel like they should be watching out more for for steroids and specifically more like performance enhancing drugs. We'll get into what Bobby Portis got suspended for here in a second again, but it was a painkiller type of drug. On the article, it said his trainer, whoever they gave it to him, thinking it was something else. Again, we'll get into the details. It wasn't some crazy type of drug. It's just a prescription type of painkiller. If you know Bobby Portis, he's just an awesome locker room guy. He's not like getting into trouble and things like that. He's not like a guy that seems like he has a drug problem. I really doubt that that's what's going on. But like I said, the NBA just takes their drug policy so seriously. Again, I'm fine with that, but it's like just watch out more for performance enhancing drugs and things that are going to enhance the athlete's performance to not make the sport fair. Because that's more your job. Watch out for performance enhancers. It's not so much your job to bust some guy that accidentally took a painkiller or stuff like that. Y'all aren't they're not drug counselors. If someone needs drug help, I'm not saying Bobby Portis does. I don't think that at all. But you know what I mean? If someone has like a serious drug problem and it's affecting their lives in and outside of basketball, you'll see it on the court and you'll see that they need help most likely. But I think it's so random the NBA just tests for everything, marijuana. I think they test for alcohol, I think, just like everything in their urine analysis, I'm pretty sure is what they do. But again, I feel like they should just watch out for performance enhancers, stuff that's going to make the competition unfair. Because I feel like it's kind of I guess you could say a violation of privacy in a way. Like in this instance, they kind of suspended Bobby Portis for this just to make an example out of him, I guess. They're pretty consistent with their drug policies. So I mean, if it was another player, you would think they do the same thing, but I think it's just so weird how strict they are on it. Here we'll get to the article here real quick. I'm at a big 28 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 30 by the end of today, and YouTube said they're gonna send me a diamond ring on my pinky. So please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Today is February 20th. This video is from just like an hour ago from when I'm filming this. But yeah, NBA suspended Milwaukee Bucks forward Bobby Portis 25 games without pay for violating its anti-drug policy. That sucks too. I didn't realize that it's without pay when you get suspended this way. I'm not saying the players don't have enough money or Bobby Portis is going to starve or something without this money, but that's a large chunk of money he's going to miss. That's pretty much like a third of his salary for the whole season, to be honest, because 25, 50, 75, it's only 82 games, so that's a large chunk of his salary for the season. So another reason I think this is kind of like intrusive and almost a violation of privacy in this instance, because he got busted for, I say busted, it wasn't like he got pulled over with a bag full of painkillers or something, but he violated the drug policy right here. Portis tested positive for tramadol, so that was like the violation, that happened for him. And again, I'll go deeper into the article. His trainer, someone just gave him it. They thought it was something else, and I totally believe that. Like if you know Bobby Portis, he's a really stand-up guy. He's the type of player that fits on anyone's team, and he's just an awesome locker room guy. It's not like he has a history of getting in trouble or things like this. He's just an awesome dude, and anyone that's ever had him on their team just always loves Bobby Portis. So again, I don't think it's not saying the NBA is trying to make it into this, but I don't think it's like he has a drug problem or something, and they're like, hey, we're going to suspend you for these games so you can get help for yourself or something. It's nothing like this. Yeah, right here, Mark Bartelstein, Bobby Portis' agent, issued a statement saying his client unintentionally took tramadol mistakenly thinking it was Toradol and said they support the league's anti-drug policy, and Portis is absolutely not a drug abuser. I believe this. I don't think Bobby Portis is a drug abuser in any way. If you've never heard of tramadol, I actually got prescribed tramadol before. It was a long time ago when I got my wisdom teeth pulled out, and they prescribed me, I don't know what it was, a 30 tramadol or 15, whatever it is, like a little bottle of tramadol. And, my teeth were hurting, and I would take one tramadol or whatever, and it's not like, woo, I'm seeing all these crazy colors or I'm out of it. You take it, it kind of helps out with the pain. It's not of course it's more, I guess, a higher drug classification than aspirin. It is a prescription drug, but it's not like you know what I mean? It's not like it was oxycodone or some kind of crazy super strong painkiller. This is a really mild painkiller, tramadol. Like I said, they give it to people after wisdom teeth extractions and things like this. But I think it's weird that, the agent would say, oh, I gave him tramadol and I thought it was uh, Toradol. I don't so much believe that part. I feel like, I don't know, comment below what you think. I feel like Bobby Portis may have known he was taking tramadol because I feel like, you have a bottle with the prescription on there and the name of the drug's written on the bottle, and you're a professional sports agent. I don't think that you being a professional agent would give your athletes something. You know what I mean? They just both start with a T, but these are totally different drugs. The Toradol, it's something athletes take a lot. Yeah, right here, anti-inflammatory. Oh no, sorry, it X'd me out. Let me see here real quick. But yeah, anyway, the Toradol is an anti-inflammatory type of drug that a lot of the athletes use. When their joints are inflamed or whatever like that, and it's something that pretty much all the athletes use there. I think this was my article I was on. Yeah, this was it. Yeah, again, mistakenly thought it was Toradol. I feel like that's kind of weird. Again, I don't think Bobby Portis is abusing tramadol or something. It's a mild painkiller. It's not something you would really use to abuse if that was the case. Yeah, again, he thought it was Toradol. Honest mistake, because of the similarity in the names of the drugs and the fact they both serve a very similar purpose. Like I said, they're different drugs, but I guess you can say that. One's a painkiller, one's an anti-inflammatory. Yeah, anti-inflammatory pain-reducing medication to deal with an elbow injury. So that's what the Toradol is. I guess the difference, tramadol is more just a painkiller, where Toradol helps alleviate pain and it also helps the inflammation go down. But again, tramadol is it's a very mild painkiller. It's not something crazy, so I don't think Portis was trying to abuse it or something. Yeah, dealing with an elbow injury, using an NBA approved medication for pain and inflammation, which is the Toradol. That's the approved medication. So I made an honest mistake. Took a pain reducing anti inflammatory pill that is not approved. Feel horrible and recognize that I'm responsible for what I put in my body. Bottom of my heart, I want to apologize to the Bucks organization, my teammates, coaches, family, and fans. Like, this is exaggerated. I see what Bobby Portis is doing. I don't blame Bobby Portis. I think it's just more the league, like, because the league just again, it's just like you almost took the wrong aspirin. It's not like he took some insane substance. Again, tramadol, and Toradol. Yeah, they're almost the same names as well. It's not some crazy difference. Again, like I said, they are different substances, but Toradol just has the anti-inflammatory properties as well. But comment below what you think. I think it's just crazy how the league, how just crazy and strict their anti-drug policy is. Again, I feel like just watch out for the super crazy performance enhancers, because that's more what your job is. Make sure the competition's fair across the league. Your job is not necessarily, in my opinion, to be intrusive. I feel like that's kind of a violation of privacy in a way, when he took something super mild and you're just like, all right, I'm gonna suspend you for a third of the season now just to make an example. It's almost like every 2 or 3 seasons, I feel like the drug policy probably gets gets violated more than this, but every once in a while they have to make an example of a player, I suppose. But yeah, Bobby Portis said his whole apology spiel there. No, nothing against him for doing that. Again, I don't think that Bobby Portis, like you said, I'm responsible for what I put in my body. I don't think he was freaking out the next day or once he figured this out, like, oh, I took the tramadol, like, what, I'm destroying my body. I think it's more just, it's just an honest mistake. He feels bad for making the mistake, and then, like I said, he's a super team first guy. Everyone loves him in whatever organization and locker room that he's in. So he probably just feels bad for, I guess, kind of making the Milwaukee Bucks look bad. I don't personally think that he did. I think the drug policy is just too crazy and strict in the league. Um, but with him being such a team first guy, just apologizing kind of for the organization, just to make sure the people above him don't think they look bad or whatever it may be. Yeah, right down here, tramadol has been labeled a class 1B. Would that be 6? I'm terrible with the numerals. Controlled substance by the Food and Drug Administration for more than a decade because of its potential for addiction, and is usually used as an opioid pain medication. They compare it to Ambien and Valium. So again, Ambien is like a sleeping aid. I think Valium is another like type of painkiller, but I suppose you could use tramadol um, as a drug you could abuse, but again, it's not like what you hear about and stuff in the news and stuff. Like, it's not like a Percocet or oxycodone or some of these like stronger drugs you would more abuse. If you were abusing, if you got to the point where you're abusing the tramadol because it is an opioid pain medication, like you'd be taking a ton of tramadol every day and going to refill your prescription every, I don't know, every week or whatever. Like, it would be pretty obvious, you're abusing that. But comment below what you think. I thought it was just kind of weird. It is what it is, what the NBA is going to enforce, but I think they're just super strict with the drug policy. Again, I guess they feel like in their eyes we're saving our athletes from becoming drug addicts, but I don't agree with that. It's more just more, I guess, the older fans of the league and the older generation, they look at all drugs as bad in a way. If you understand what I'm saying, comment below what you think. But you know what I mean. It's getting, the more we advance, the more the less demonized, I guess, all drugs are ending up being. People are learning more and more about things. But I guess you just hear painkiller. It's all over the news. Painkiller bad. Bobby Portis, NBA player, he takes painkiller. NBA painkiller, and NBA says, "Oh, we can't have that connection in any way. We have to suspend him just to show NBA doesn't support, painkillers." But again, comment below what you think. I feel like they should be more just focused on using the drug test for performance enhancing drugs, because again, that's the main thing. Just make sure the everything's fair across the board for all the athletes. But yeah, comment below what you think. Again, about the big 28 subscribers. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and thanks again.